Welcome to Sew and Tell, where sewists from fashion, theater, and indie sewing bring their different perspectives to the hottest trends in the sewing community. I'm Meg Healy.
I'm Amanda Carestio.
And I'm Kate Zaynard. Today on the podcast, we're talking summer sewing, which is pretty hilarious, actually, because we are recording on May 9th, and it is snowing outside here in Colorado. So, but we're looking forward to summer. So we'll discuss fashion trends for 2019. Then we'll talk about our favorite patterns and fabrics for the warmer months, as well as discussing our own summer sewing plans. We'll each share a little something in our SewJo segment, and then we'll ask you to share something too. But first, let's take a moment to be excited because Meg is actually here in the studio today.
I am.
Yay, welcome to snowy Colorado.
I know. I woke up this morning, looked at my hotel room, and I was like, that crazy Colorado.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I looked out the window and said, you've got to be kidding me.
I know. I was so excited. Well, when I landed here a couple days ago, it was like the warmest weather I've had experienced this year. It was really, I was outside in a t-shirt and now.
Ha, psych.
I know. Well, Toronto weather is pretty similar. It can just go up and down. So good thing I packed my turtleneck, which I'm wearing now. So I'm all good to go.
Well, are you ready to talk about summer sewing, even if no one's quite ready to wear the summer sewing things yet?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. When does summer officially start? When's
June 21st?
Oh, okay. So we have some time. I feel
definitely.
like just spring. There's just no spring anymore.
Yeah,
it's like winter, summer, and that's it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, here in Colorado, they say Mother's Day, which is Sunday, is when we're safe to go plant things and it won't freeze, but that's not always accurate.
Didn't you already say you planted things? So didn't we talk about this a couple episodes ago that you already planted things?
I did, but I planted things that can survive snow.
Oh, so you're smart.
Like Brussels sprouts and stuff, yeah.
Oh, yummy. And
Brussels sprouts.
Speaking of Brussels sprouts. We went out last night and we got 2 orders of these. What were they, like fried Brussels?
Yeah, they were crispy Brussels sprouts.
They
were so good.
Were so good. I ordered them, then Kate's like, I want them too. So we got
For the record, I was already planning on ordering them when you ordered them.
They're so good. It's like a salad, but really not.
Yeah.
But it's fried.
Yeah, it's fried salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they were so good. I'm going back to the same restaurant tonight because it was just so good. And yeah, so that was really great. I'm really great. We could just keep hanging out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
so
had
fun.
a good time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's just dive into our first topic because it's really exciting. I guess summer's here, guys. No, I'm just joking. It's snowing out. But speaking of...
Almost here.
It'll be here someday.
Yeah, it's, I hate this phrase though. You see it all the time, especially when I walk around in Toronto outside of gyms. It's like summer bodies are made in now, right? I'm just like, ugh.
Gross.
But it's kind of like summer wardrobes are kind of
summer
weird.
wardrobes
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
So we need to kind of look at what's in trend for the summer. So I was jumping around to some different articles and I liked this recap that Harper's Bazaar gave for some trends of the summer, and
we'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah, it's kind of a long URL, but it would recap the top summer 2019 fashion trends. So summers are not just a season; they are often defined by a song, destination, or in our case, a trend or trends. And the feeling for summer 19 is all about everything from 90s bucket hats to 80s floral little dresses. And personally, I'm coming around to it, especially the bucket hats. So let's dig a little deeper into the specific trends for the summer. But first, I want to hear each one of our favorite looks from the first Monday in May, which is the Met Gala. So that was a couple days ago, and I thought that this year the fashion was just fabulous.
It was amazing.
The camp
it really
theme was, I was so here for it. And I think it just, since we all have our little style, like not our little styles, but our little different styles, I wanted to know how different each of our best dressed are. So why don't, Kate, who was your best dressed on the pink carpet, I guess it was?
Yes, it was pink.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to clarify. This was my favorite. I'm not sure if I'd say it was the best dress, but this is my favorite.
But the best dress for you, your favorite. Yeah.
So this is kind of off the like huge glam track, but I really liked what Elle Fanning was wearing.
Oh my gosh, she was on my
She was on your short list?
Yes.
Okay, that's so funny. So she was wearing like I never got a good look at her pants, but they were like nice trousers.
Yeah.
And then like a crop top, and it had these sleeves that were pleated up in the arm side, and then so when she raised her arms, they opened like wings, and they were like chiffony, and they were gorgeous.
I love how she took the camp theme to like literally like 60s kind of camp. She had all like the badges around her neck.
So she was wearing this necklace that was just covered with these enormous charms. It was like I remember being in the 80s, and we had those little plastic chains,
right?
And they had those little tiny plastic charms that they clipped on. It was like that, but like up to 11 and huge. And then my favorite part was that her fingernails had charms on them as well. And I was like, I've got this weird little thing where I just kind of love the idea of pierced fingernails with little charms and hoops or whatever in them, even though I could never wear them. And I just really loved the look of that. So she must have been just going nuts wearing those things on her fingers, but it was such a cool look, and I just loved it. So.
And I'll find pictures of each one of our favorite looks, and we'll post them to the show notes page as well.
Perfect.
But yeah, she was wearing the designer Mui. It depends how you can pronounce it, but that's how I say it. That was a fabulous look. Loved it. How about you, Amanda? Who was your best dress?
Well, I don't know about best dress, and I had a hard time looking at the outfits and kind of not thinking about the people that were wearing them. So Janelle Monáe was my favorite because I just love her and her. I wasn't really sure what I was looking at, but I mean, she just looked fun and sculptural and just like
that headpiece. Wow.
I mean, it was just amazing, and it was I don't know, and she carried it really well. And I don't know how you carry that well.
She really nailed it. It was Christian Siriano who made that one, and I follow him on Instagram. And throughout the past couple of days, he has been posting like sketches and like the creation process. And she was almost going to be my best dress too.
But awesome. It's definitely for me. It's part like who the person is and their what they're wearing.
Yeah. So my best dress was actually Amber Valletta. I don't know if you saw this, but she was wearing, I have a picture on my phone in case you guys want to see. But she was wearing this. It's a neon green.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see her originally.
Yeah. And she took it off and she had a black bodysuit and just tights. And then it looked like she was carrying a purse. So this was her underneath look.
Oh my gosh.
Like I just loved it. And she just looks amazing. She's 45 and I just think she just so goals.
Yeah.
I loved it. And she was wearing Anthony Valico for Saint Laurent. So she was my favorite. And that just green, I just want that coat. And I
should not have been surprised.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
I was going to go with Saoirse Ronan and Gucci, but I feel like she could have worn that dress to like the Oscars or something. But this dress, like this is a Met Gala look, and I just loved it.
Yeah,
so
I definitely was into the people who went there.
Like who went there. Yeah, and
definitely.
Yeah, we got some good best dress picks.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll post all our picks, and if you want to share who your best dressed was listening, we'd love to hear that.
Yes, we would.
So let's just dive into now the key trends, and I'll just kind of go through them quick, and then we have some questions for all of us: what we're loving, what we're not loving. So the first one is a knit tank. So this is like a rib knit kind of little tank, which I love.
Very square neck.
Yes, very square neck and using, like rib knits or like a knitted fabric, kind of a textured fabric in a plain. I love that. Then hair ties, so scrunchies with bows on them. It was very like 90s-esque and 80s too. Very. And then voluptuous maxi dresses, kind of 70s vintagey. And then we have slouchy trousers, the 80s mini with a puff sleeve, think a Molly Ringwald look, which love that. And then a natural shoe, which is always good. A summer suit, which I was happy to see, and I've been seeing them.
Now, for the record, this was not a fruity suit.
Not a fruity suit. Beige.
Kind of neutral.
Linen. Yeah.
It's very neutral.
A lighter fabric.
And then a statement white blouse. So this is like not a classic white blouse. It's a ruffle white blouse. It's a wrap white blouse. So I need to make one of those because that was one of my favorite ones. I love a ruffly white top. And then we have a leopard dress. So a leopard, it's
kind of a slip dress.
Exactly. Very, very kind of, I guess that's more 90s.
It's totally 90s.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just floral in general, which I think floral kind of always makes the...
for spring and summer.
But I feel like this one, it's not... In the past, it's been like really bright, vibrant. These are really muted, kind of washed out florals.
Kind of smaller.
Exactly. Small skin and like pale.
Yes, very floaty and
romantic.
It's not like a graphic floral.
Right.
So there's always some sort of floral. And then last but not least, it's a little white dress, which it might be a little... For my clumsy self, which
oh my gosh,
we were having this conversation
last 5 minutes.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
we were
out
talking about
for lunch, and I was having chicken wings, and I was just very surprised I didn't even drop one on myself. So, and then we got talking about white pants, and we're like, no,
probably not just for stains.
Yeah. So, kind of the overall theme I see in this trend recap, and what I've been seeing on the runways, and just what people are starting to wear in places that have that, not snow weather.
Wherever that
is like lots of natural fabrics, tons of linens and cottons in shades of ivory, cream, and beige. It's just very au naturel, which I like. I'm kind of getting into those color tones.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
I mean, we all know how Amanda,
Yes.
And then also, lots of those soft florals with really voluminous sleeves. Like the puff sleeve is really in for the summer, even if it's like a smaller dress or a blouse with a small silhouette in the bodice. The sleeves are really shining for the season. And then the silhouette is really not, there's nothing really too tight. Even like that leopard slip dress that's in, everything's really flowing and freeing.
Room to move. Yeah.
Room to move. It's not like coarse, like there's been summers where everything's just like super tight, like, tight booty shorts and tube tops and all that. And so it seems very flowy for summer 2019,
which I'm totally into.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm totally into that.
I don't like
too.
tight stuff in the summer. It's too.
Oh no!
It's just
makes you even hotter,
and sweaty, and
it does make you even, and especially the natural fibers really help.
Absolutely,
really help
breathable,
something breathable as well. So, what is each of your favorite trend for the summer?
Well, I kind of blend a little bit. I like I'm kind of feeling the maxi dresses. I think it's Amanda's. I think it's Amanda's fault. She did a maxi dress roundup in the newest issue of Sew News.
Oh,
and
yes.
I looked at the pictures and I'm like, I am now buying the whole maxi dress thing. Absolutely. The one in the slideshow you sent us it's very structured. The fabric is fairly stiff, even though it's flowy, but it doesn't have a lot of it's like a crisp seams and stuff. But it's very crisp.
It's a crisp maxi.
And I'm kind of feeling more like the jersey kind of flowy. Romantic.
Oh, okay.
Feel, but so that kind of blends in with the look that we saw on the florals, which was very soft like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm trending right now.
Yeah.
Maxi, but maybe not quite as structured a maxi as is probably fully on trend.
Yeah. How about you, Amanda? What's your favorite?
My favorite was the maxi as well. And I think, it was my favorite.
I can't. Have you ever made a maxi dress, Amanda?
Maybe. I made kind of a maxi jumpsuit.
Oh, right. The leopard.
Yeah. Amanda's totally on trend, even if it was a jumpsuit instead of a that
dress. Is super on trend. That's like the flowy au naturel leopard.
That lovely
super on trend. You just need a hair tie and then you'll be good.
I'll be good to go. But yeah, I definitely am on the kind of flowy side of the spectrum, and I think for me it's my favorite because I could definitely see myself wearing it.
Right.
But I would just say I'm very short, and I just saw the greatest post the other day about maxi dresses and short women and how you shouldn't listen to the kind of traditional knowledge that it makes you look even shorter, and you should just embrace it. And that made me so happy to see, because I do. For people of all shapes and sizes, there are all those rules that we have and rules that we make for ourselves. And I don't know. I feel like the summer is the time to break them all.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, but I really loved both the white statement blouse and the white. Like the little white dress as opposed to the little black dress. And I don't know when it happened, but at some point when we were preparing for the show, I had my first, I should make a white shirt thought. But then, 2 seconds later, I'm reminded of reality and the fact that a white shirt will last me approximately 2 seconds. So,
right.
But I don't know. I don't know how people wear white or light colors in general. I'm just not at that place in my life. I mean, little kids, but also just myself. I'm clumsy.
Oh, yeah. I'm clumsy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my favorite trend was the 80s mini. I just love it.
I could have guessed that.
Yeah. It is 100% on my make list.
I have to tell you this, Meg. Okay, so everybody go and look at the link and look at this dress. This is a short and lower cut version of the bridesmaid dress I wore in my sister's wedding in 1993.
Oh my God.
I mean, it is like the same dress, and it cracks me up.
Do you have a picture of you in that from your sister's wedding?
I can get it from my mom.
I need to see that. That's yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was like T length, and obviously I was 13, so it wasn't particularly low cut either. Yeah. But like the dress itself just looks so much like that dress. It kills me. It really does. Okay, sorry. Tell me all about why you love it.
Oh, because some of my favorite movies are, Pretty in Pink and and I just can see that style, and I just love it, and I just really want to. But I kind of want to make mine a romper though,
Cute.
Just because it's more wearable around walking around the city, because it can be windy and sometimes those short flowy
That would be an adorable romper. And now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I had a very similar romper that was sleeveless about 1993 as well.
Oh, nice.
I need to see if I can find a picture of that one for you too.
I mean, I love the silhouette. I think for me, the print on the particular one in this trend report
loved it.
Was just looks too costumey because it's just so 80s.
So it looks like it was thrifted.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. It looks a little bit like a bridesmaid dress from the 90s.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I think for me, it's I would rather see that trend kind of modernized. And I don't know how you do that. Like if you made that same silhouette in a solid, would it be as appealing? Would it still have that vibe? Or I mean, I'm curious about it. And I mean, I don't see myself wearing that silhouette very much, but I don't know. It definitely had an interesting shape.
Well, this could be definitely a trend for anyone who doesn't sew as well. They just go to a thrift store and just find
bring
one
out your vintage.
Bring it out the vintage.
Cut it down a little bit, rehem it, and bam, you're good to go.
Yeah. And so what's the trend that you will most likely sew and or wear for the summer? So the one that it's on your list and you'll wear it.
I'm sticking with the maxi dress for this one.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like y'all know I've had my summer makes planned for months.
Well, right, and you've already made the leopard jumpsuit.
I know.
So you're you've checked that one off.
I know. I think I don't know. I mean, definitely the maxi. I'm definitely. I think as soon as who knows what's going to happen when it gets warm.
I know.
I feel like as soon as it gets warm and it stays warm, my impulses are going to change. But I would say most likely for me, maxi dress.
Oh, okay.
You know what, though, Amanda? The slouchy pants, do they remind you of anything?
Well, yes, they kind of do. Something that we already made?
Yes, something that we finished just last week.
Yes, they did look like the Pagosa pants that we are sewing for the Sew News Sew Along that will be live in June. That one has the gathered waist, the pockets, and the cute little belt.
Yeah.
Just like
those pants are so cute.
Very similar to the
speaking of,
ones.
I already have written down, as you can see in my paper, mine was the slouchy trouser. That's the one I do love.
We've got a great pattern for you, Meg.
Oh, yes. I might have to, borrow that one. Yeah. So the 80s mini, is my favorite, but the one that it's going to be my silhouette of the summer. I'm not going to wear an 80s mini dress every day. I mean, ideally that would be great, but I'm just loving just a comfortable trouser.
Mm-hmm.
There's been so many summers where I wear lots of leggings or even jeans and stuff, but I want a slouchy trouser. I've already made 3 of this Berta pant pattern that's
just so cute,
which I love.
They're so great,
and kind of that denim linen. I just love those ones. So I want to make more of those, and I'm so glad that they are on trend. But I want to make some with some pleats around some volume and kind of a paper bag waist I love, and a belt, a high waist. So that's going to be the one that I'm going to really commit to.
Yeah, I really like that. It's like, combining the really tailored look with like a less formal fabric and something that's kind of breathable. I think it's a really nice look.
Mm-hmm. And then the most important question of all is bucket hats, yay or nay?
Well, here's the thing. I have never been on trend in all of my life, but last Sunday I pulled out one of my old bucket hats and put it on and wore it to the park. And then I got in and I looked at that slideshow and I'm like, oh my God, I'm ahead of the trend.
Yeah.
So I'm yay on bucket hats.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I would wear them. I would be excited to make a hat. I like making hats.
It seems like that's a very makeable hat.
Exactly.
But it's like a soft.
It's soft to brim.
And
so
you can make a reversible one.
I would love to experiment with making one.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of a wider brim. I could see myself wearing a wider brim rather than a bucket hat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I was very angry at first, the thought of these coming back, but then the more I see people on Instagram wearing them and styling them and making them,
do they look modern or do they look kind of?
No, but they look. Now I really want to make one.
Yeah.
I was a nay turned yay, and so I need to find a pattern. If anyone has a pattern suggestion for a bucket hat,
I will go.
I would love to know and make one.
Share that.
I'll check my hat making book and see if they.
Oh right,
yeah. I keep meaning to bring that in and let Amanda play with it, but I keep forgetting. So
yeah, I think since I got my bangs cut back, I think it's really cute. A little bob with bangs and a bucket hat. I think, and especially for rain too. If you, I want to make one in a kind of a resilient fabric that kind of
like a laminate or something.
The rain just kind of floats away.
Yeah, it's nice to have a brim that goes all the way around.
Yeah,
but sometimes the really wide brims can get just sort of annoying in your face, and you want something with less that's going to catch the wind less. And they've got a lot going for them.
Yeah. So I think that concludes that was a pretty thorough trend recap of the summer 2019, and I'm really excited.
It seems like a fun little collection of trends.
It seems like a comfortable kind of, there's always a bit of nod to some sort of past decade. Right. And I'm glad it's the 80s and 90s. I just love it.
Yeah, I feel like the 90s doesn't get the throwback love quite as often.
It's really coming in now. Yeah. And I've been watching all, She's All That and like all those teen movies. And it's so funny. I turned to Julie and I'm like, people are wearing these styles again. Like these little spaghetti spaghetti strap bias, like cut little like dresses and all the slip dresses. And I know.
I think there's a little part of me.
And the hair clips. The hair clips.
I think there's a little part of me that's never quite left the 90s because that's when I was a teenager. And so it's like that's real fashion. Everything else is just, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 1 to 10 in the 90s.
Yeah.
Let's not. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm old. Okay.
You're not.
You are not.
Well, I feel old right now. No. Thanks, Meg.
No, it's all right. Oh, well, that was fun. So yeah, let us know your trends and if you guys spot a different trend, or let us know what you're planning on making for the summer as well. And yeah, speaking of, we'll pause for right now, and then we'll go into our summer sewing segment.
All right, so here's my confession. Summer is my favorite season to sew for. I have more me-mades for summer than all of the other seasons combined. I think it's because I can sew up tank tops and flowy pants and simple sundresses so quickly and so easily. And then, like Amanda was talking about last time, as soon as I wear them, I want to make more. So let's talk about our favorite things to sew for the summer. All right, guys, what do you like to sew for summer?
Well, I love sewing swimsuits for summer. I love sewing swimsuits, and every year I always sew some more. And this year I think I talked about this last episode too. I'm making that kind of 80s neon green high cut one piece, and Yeah, but I had the thought I'm going to add like a center front, like scuba zipper down the front of it. I just thought of that. So, but I love sewing swimsuits for the summer.
Oh, you're very brave. I have never dared.
They're so fast, and I find them easy. And I don't know. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, I feel like I have been really excited about summer pants. So I have a lot of linen pants and flowy, really comfortable elastic waist pants. But I think I have enough of those finally, and I'm cutting myself off because I sewed so many last summer. And so, I definitely like summer pants. I like tanks and T-shirts. And this year, maybe for the first time ever, I've been really in dress mode. And now, I say dress mode, and I'm not talking fitted, girly, romantic. I'm talking like sack-like, doesn't touch you anywhere, but comfortable.
Only touches your shoulders.
Exactly. Maybe there's a fabric belt. I definitely like a loose, flowy dress. That's more my style. But I just made like 3 in a row, and also a jumpsuit. So it's really...
You're going to make that maxi dress, right?
I'm going to make a maxi dress. Yeah. So I think I'm in that mode this year.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
Well, my story is very similar to Amanda's, except with tank tops. Mm-hmm. I freaking love sewing tank tops. I sew them all the time. In the summer, it's like, here's some fabric. I'm going to make a tank top. Here's some more fabric. I'm going to make a tank top. Hey, look at that fabric. Tank top. And I have, so many tank tops in my closet that I have made. And I'm going to have to cut myself off this year and not make any tank tops. Or maybe I'll say, okay, no more than 2, just because I'm probably going to end up doing it. But I need to keep myself under control.
Yeah.
Tank tops. Yay. So what are your favorite summer patterns?
Well, mine is, I like to sew, in addition to swimsuits, I like to sew summer dresses too. Mm-hmm. And my favorite actually summer dress pattern is the Burda style submarine dress. It's just a basic, it has like a boat neckline and little cap sleeves.
Ooh,
and
cute.
Yeah, I've made a couple of them. I have a course as well, Intro to Sewing Blouses and Dresses, and it's one of the patterns I show you how to sew in that course. And I've made one in blue, and it has like white flowers all over it, and it's just like the cutest summer dress. And when I went to Italy the one time, the first time, I brought my other version, and it's just, I don't know, it's one of my favorite summer patterns.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really easy to sew. Yeah.
It's always good to have summer patterns that are easy to sew. That's my favorite thing. You don't have to worry so much about sleeves and stuff. So it's just some facing.
Yeah, I love a little cap. It's not like a set-in sleeve, but I like a little sleeve and a cap, just kind of because my shoulders really get sunburned a lot, and so the cap really helps. Mm-hmm. It's like a little bucket hat for my shoulders. Oh gosh.
It's sounding kind of Janelle Monáe at the Met, right? With all her hats.
Oh, yes. Oh, so I love that.
So many hats.
So many hats.
I definitely sewed a lot of Ogden camis last summer, and I kind of tried to cut myself off, but I'm already dreaming about some more, just because it's such a great pattern. Covers the bra straps, but it's also got like a really classic and just really nice soft V-neck to it. So I love that. Plus, I don't know if you research that that hashtag, there are so many great hacks for that pattern. Just turning it into a dress, turning it into a tunic, going high-low, adding ruffles. There's just a lot you can do with it. And I'm definitely feeling that coming on as soon as it gets warm here. And then the Nini culottes for just a basic elastic waist pant is one of my favorites for the summer as well. So, I think that's it for me.
Yeah, the Nini culottes are so breezy and comfortable. I love those things. Mm-hmm. I swear by the pony tank and dress.
That's such a good one.
It's so good. It's by Chalk and Notch. It's very A-line. And so it drapes loosely on you. It doesn't touch you very much. It makes a great beach cover up when it's a dress. I think I've got 3 dresses and like 5 tanks. And so I can honestly just wear ponies like all the time if I do laundry once a week. And sometimes I do. I'm also a big fan of the Willow Tank by Grainline. I've never made that one as a dress.
Is that the one that you were wearing this morning? For you guys had a little photo shoot. Was that the Willow you were wearing?
No,
this
that was
morning?
the pony.
Oh, that was the pony.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It was very cute.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Looked great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Willow I've never made as a dress because that's a little too straight for me, and I have too much hip. I don't think it would look good on me, but I love it as a tank. I like to, because I have so much hip, I like to open the seams a little bit and put a little vent in there. And so I have a bunch of those in various fabrics. And
I'm a fan of that one too. I love the shape of it. Like it's pretty boxy and it has that nice thick hem on the bottom, which kind of helps it retain its shape. And it's just, I don't know, it's magical.
Yes, it's wonderful. Though I have to admit, I usually flare it out a little bit because again, hips, boxy's not the best on hips.
Right.
And then the Lago Tank, which is a free itch to stitch pattern. I had to adjust it for myself because it was it did not fit me right. It was not drafted for someone of my shape. But once I did make that adjustment, I really love it. It's kind of a racer back, sporty tank, and I like to make those as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's all about the tanks, you guys. Totally.
I'm down.
So when you're sewing for the summer, what fabrics do you like to sew with?
Spandex.
Of course. You like to sew everything with spandex.
I do like to sew a lot of spandex. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of my favorite. Well, when I'm making swimsuits. And sometimes I make tanks and stuff out of spandex too. And also double gauze. I've made a lot of things with double gauze and I really like it as well.
Yeah, it's so nice and floaty.
Yeah. Well, I made one of my favorite summer outfits I made last year. Because Shannon Fabrics really has some awesome double gauze. It's not so like granola-y.
Hey, wait a minute.
No, I know,
but
for someone like me, it's this navy with gold, like metallic geo prints, and I made like a matching 2-piece set. And so
I think I maybe remember that.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, and so that was my favorite, one of my favorite looks last summer. So I like the double gauze without looking so. Amanda, no, I'm totally joking.
I've got it covered. It's okay.
No,
I'll hold down that end of the spectrum.
Meg, don't forget, you are right here in the studio with us. I know. It's not like you're safely in Toronto making comments like that.
No, I love it.
Okay.
Just having fun.
Yeah. I mean, no surprise to anyone. I love linen for summer, but I also love linen all year round. And I feel like there's so many good linens now that there's a nice medium weights and heavyweight linens that, it is really my goal, just year round, all linen all the time. But I also really love silk knoll, just the raw silk. It's got, it's really easy to sew. It's really easy to care for. You hear silk and you're like, okay, this is going to be a totally different ballgame. But it's got such a nice drape, but it's got a nice nubby texture, kind of like linen. So
that's the one that's raw silk, right? It's
right,
not
exactly.
It's not like shiny.
That's right. It's very
I love
matte.
raw silk. Yeah,
and there's just a lot of different colorways, and it's one of my favorites for drape and for that that stability of a linen type fabric.
Fun fact, did you guys know that the Jedi robes in the various, at least the prequels of the Star Wars movies, were made out of silk knoll?
Does not surprise me one bit.
I
love it.
It was the only thing they could get to that.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know what that looks like.
They look homespun. They look like homespun fabric. But they made them out of the silk knoll because that was the stuff that looked good on screen.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say that I am really it's not a favorite fabric, but this summer I'm going to try to sew through some of my silkies. Like I just have so many super drapey fabrics. I don't know what I'm going to make, but I just feel like those sit around because they're a little bit more challenging to sew. So maybe I'll pick a simple pattern to use those with, but they need to get sewn.
Yep, for sure.
Well, what I will say before is, when we started this podcast, that's why, we talk about fabrics we use, and I never really delved into like these linens and fabrics that you love, Amanda.
Yeah.
And now I was like, you know what? I should try them. And like now my favorite pants are made out of this denim linen that I got because I'm like, this is very like, yeah, Amanda would love this. And now I just love it.
We're just inspiring each other. And it's good.
No, it is good.
I mean, I just made a leopard print jumpsuit.
Exactly. We're all just kind of...
That wouldn't have happened without you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
having such a good influence on each other.
I know. So it is good, even though, we're having fun.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I usually sew a lot of cottons in the summer.
Yeah.
I like to sew like shirt weight cotton shirts and a lot of cotton knits. Maybe with a little bit of spandex, maybe not, depending on how much stretch I want. But also all of my pony dresses are actually made of a approximately 50-50 cotton poly blend, which, it's a little weird, but it's kind of got the breathability of cotton, but it doesn't wrinkle as much. And so it makes it really sturdy and I don't have to steam it or iron it in the mornings if I actually want to wear it, which I have to with a lot of my cotton stuff. So I recommend that as an option if you don't want to do a whole lot of ironing.
I mean, well, in the summer when it gets so hot, the last thing you want to do is like turn on your steamer. Especially, I mean, we don't have air conditioning in our loft and it's just,
I got in so much trouble last night because I took my husband's shirt off the steamer because I had to steam some of my own stuff. And he comes downstairs. He's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "I had to steam some stuff." He's like, "Oh, that's okay then."
Oh.
It was really cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Why did you move my shirt? Because I needed to use the steamer. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yes, he's actually very nice. So, last question. What's everybody's summer sewing plans? What are you going to do this summer?
Well, I have to sew my wedding dress.
Yes, you do.
Well, yeah, I guess that's pretty high priority.
Every time. It's so funny. Ever since like the Mimi G wedding episode. And if you haven't listened to that one, you need to.
It's so funny.
I mean, we could not stop laughing. So funny. But every time now, if I'm posting something on my Instagram story of me sewing something else, Mimi G messages me. She goes, "Girl, work on your wedding dress. Why are you sewing that?"
See, here, she's not stressed out about her own wedding. She's just stressing about yours.
I know. I'm like, okay, just like one more thing. I just like
sewing friends are the best.
I know. She's so funny. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely need to. But what I don't want to actually. My summer sewing plans are focusing on wedding dress, but I want to try and just wear more past makes for summer because I have so many things that I've made for even like samples and past sew-alongs that I don't really wear. And so I'm not going to have lots of sewing summer plans, but more, makes. So that's my plan.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Yep. I have a few kind of remakes. I'm definitely going to make another jumpsuit. That was the Amy jumpsuit by Closet
You gonna make that same pattern?
Patterns, yes.
Yeah. And by the way,
that pattern is awesome.
I'm still waiting for you to wear that jumpsuit to work.
I know. It needs to warm up, and I need to.
Oh, good point.
Feel courageous.
I mean, you don't want to wear that in the snow.
No, you really don't.
Yeah,
but it hasn't always been snowing.
No, I could have worn it. I just have to be in the right mood for it. I have to feel really.
You
fierce.
could wear it. It's supposed to be really nice this weekend.
Yeah, I could wear it. I could wear it.
But she's not coming to work this weekend.
I will not.
I need to see this live.
Oh, okay.
I'm also planning at least one faux jumpsuit, like matching pants with an Ogden cami, using our Pagosa pants as the bottom. Nice. And there's a new pattern in the latest issue of Sew News. It's called the Sunny Vibes Blouse. And it's just this really cute, kind of shorter V-neck top with a tie front. And I think I'm going to make at least two of those.
They're really nice.
It's just a really cute shape. Again, it's kind of boxy. It's not fitted or anything, but I really love the tie front look. And I do have two skirts on my list for the summer, but I just feel like I don't wear. I don't know if it's a winter thing. I just have not been wearing as many skirts. So,
yeah, I'm not a skirt wearer either. I'm a dress or a pants or a culotte or
So I'm gonna try to enjoy making these skirts and actually wear them, and then I might. This might be the summer that I sew a swimsuit. It's I've been talking about that for forever, so I should probably make it happen.
Yeah.
But I just need to jump in.
So brave.
Mm-hmm.
Much braver than me. Well, I, like Meg, actually am going to try to focus a little bit more on wearing all of the many, many, many tank tops I already have.
Yeah, right.
And also, I'm falling behind on my Vienna sewing stuff. I feel like I'm just not doing it fast enough. So I kind of need to spend some time concentrating on that and trying to get through some of those patterns. So at the moment, I've only got, I guess 2 to 3 things planned. One of them is, hey guys, we're less than a month away from our sew things for our significant other's deadline.
Yeah. Oh, I already did
it. Stop gloating over there.
Oh man.
So
June 1st, guys.
June 1st.
Coming up.
So I've got the fabric on the way. I'm going to be making my husband a t-shirt very soon. So that doesn't really count, but it sort of counts. And then I just got a whole bunch of the same fabric in different colors. And so I'm going to make another one of my SBCC maxi skirts that I love so much because I just found a bunch of holes in my other one this morning. I'm horrified.
Oh, no.
I'm going to see if I can do any repairs on that, but I definitely love that skirt and I wear it all the time. So I'm going to have another one. And then I'm going to make a Delphi dress by Named. And I just bought the fabric and the pattern for that. It's a lovely little sundress with some spaghetti straps that kind of twist in the back. And it's got kind of a Grecian look and it's super pretty. Super excited about it. So those are the things that I'm going to allow myself to sew for summer. And then I'm going to be sewing for Vienna in the fall. Yes.
I'm going to want to sew a Delphi dress. I'm sure of it.
I'm pretty sure you are too.
It might happen.
There might have been a bit of a chat between Amanda and I the other day where I was like, I love the Delphi dress. And she's like, I love it too. And I'm like, back off. That's going to be my SewJo. But I have a different
I'll let
SewJo.
you have it. I'll
give you
space.
I picked something else just in case.
Well, on that note, let's jump into SewJo, where we each talk about our sewing inspiration. Kate, why don't you go first? You're ready.
Well, as I spoke about just a few moments ago, I just bought a whole bunch of the same fabric for my various projects that are coming up. And it is this lovely rayon jersey. And I have worked with it before. It's a little slippery, but it is so soft and so drapey. And it's just fantastic. It's going to look so good as the Delphi dress. I already know it's going to look great as the skirt because I've got one in the same fabric and I love to wear it because it feels like a dream on my skin. And then Mark specifically requested that I make his shirt out of that fabric. So he's going to be blissfully happy with it. So my SewJo today is coming from rayon jersey, drapey rayon jersey.
Nice.
Cool. How about you, Meg?
Oh, well, I told you guys it's at the start of this episode. I was like, I forgot to think of my SewJo, and maybe by the time we get there, I'll think of it. Well, because I've just been, the past 2 days when I've been in studio, I've been filming, busy.
Right.
So my head has just been, now it's like finally clear, and now I'm just kind of winding down from the hype and all of the step outs of filming and everything. But so I think my SewJo is still kind of from, I think last episode to that swimsuit, because I started it before I left. I did a test sew because it was like one of the very few non-Berta patterns. I was using the new Megan Nielsen swimsuit pattern and totally got the size all wrong, and so I just kind of had to scrap it. So when I get home, I'm going to reprint it because I needed to go up like 3 sizes.
Wow.
I put it on. I was like, what? Nope. And then so I already had to like cut out the paper. So yeah, I guess that's my SewJo.
You're sticking with it.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No, I liked it. It was just like way too small. I was just like, ooh, because we talked about you get comfortable with the sizing of
absolutely right, and it doesn't always transfer.
And I just thought I could because I was kind of just rushing I wanted to bring it because the hotel that I stay in here has a pool, and I always say I'm gonna go in it, and then I just never do. And I was gonna bring my swimsuit. I had big plans, guys.
Yeah, that's what happens with the last minute travel sewing.
Yeah, it was like I was leaving. I was flying out on Monday, and I had my bridal shower on the Saturday, and then my parents were in town on the Sunday, and I was doing it on Friday night, and it just So that's my SewJo now. I'm sticking with it. So
Figure that one out.
Reprint it out and do that with spandex, and so there you go.
Cool. Well, I have to say, I think I don't know. I just sewed 3 dresses and a jumpsuit. And that was amazing. And now I have to wait to wear them because it's snowing. But I think I am kind of getting excited about a few summer basics. But mostly I think it's because I feel like making a few kind of basics will get me excited about some of the older makes that I want to wear again this summer. So that's kind of my philosophy. And I do think, I don't know, I'm just getting into a different mode of sewing because I have enough clothing. So now I'm on the want end of the spectrum instead of need. But I do think like every season, maybe there's just a couple of things you sew and you know you're going to sew them and they help, balance out your wardrobe and keep you excited about the things that you have already made. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that and then back to dresses and leopard print things. So
nice.
Yep. All right. Let's talk sew and tell. On the last episode, we asked you to weigh in on indie, Big Four, paper, digital. Tell us your preference. And we got so many responses for this, which made me so happy.
I know.
So
what a
comments.
Fabulous response. And thanks to everybody who left a comment. We read them all, and we just love when you guys engage with us.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, though, I was like, I didn't even think about that. We definitely need a part 2. Because I feel like there were so many good points, including this first thing I'm going to read from Instagram. This is from Rachel Loves Yarn. And she says, indie, yay. I love supporting small businesses and they have great styles. I love not only the better instructions, I always recommend them for beginners, but also the ongoing support and community. Most indie brands have Facebook groups with other makers willing to help and even the pattern makers themselves. Also, as a Canadian, the price for indie patterns is most times better than the Big Four, especially for kids' clothes. So many indie kids patterns come with great size ranges. I love the fact that you can reprint as kids grow instead of the idea of tracing tissue. Mm-hmm. Yikes, so much work or rebuying. And that is such a good point. I didn't even think about kids patterns because
you just reprint it and on to the next. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So
and if they really love something that you make them, then when they outgrow it, you can just make it again.
Exactly. So loved that.
Mm-hmm. So I have another comment from Instagram from Juicy Lucy likes to sew. Love your Instagram handle, by the way. If anyone's watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you'll know the importance of there's a dog called Lucy, Juicy. But it's all this drama. Anyways, love that.
Love the
Lucy
drama.
Apple Juicy. Anyways, Sew and Tell Pod. One thing you could mention about paper patterns is its ability to link the person to high-end clothing I would have otherwise no access to. I don't think I would be buying Givenchy, Yves Saint Laurent, Diane von Furstenberg, or Calvin Klein couture, but being able to sew patterns that give you that opportunity to wear one. And I love that. That's so true.
It is very true.
Yeah, because oftentimes Big Four patterns collab with high-end designers. I know Berta has done that before. They've collabed with Karl Lagerfeld and all sorts of fabulous designers. And that's a really accessible.
That's a great point.
It is a really good point. And it's exciting. I remember when I made my first designer collab with Berta. It's like you're wearing a designer, sign.
And in that case, you probably are saving money.
Definitely.
In that one small case, sewing does save you money, guys.
So such a great point. We also heard from Lindsay Ray Creations on Instagram. She said, I love the cost of the Big Four and being able to flip through the pattern books and touch and feel the fabric in the same shopping trip. I will spend the money on indie patterns if I really love them. I tend to make the indie patterns first because I invested more money in them and I'm really excited about them. I just like patterns that are classic and stylish and sometimes fun. I think as long as we are sewing and we are happy with what we make, it doesn't really matter. And I wanted to end on that note because I think that's absolutely true. No matter what you love, as long as what you're sewing is making you happy, who cares where it came from?
Yeah, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I found that to be a great summary of that. All of our answers, honestly.
Well, this episode, we want to know, what are you planning to sew for summer? So let us know on the show notes page.
Yes, as we're gazing out at the snow.
Inspire us. Remind us that it will get warm someday.
Yeah.
Give us hope.
Give us hope. So hit us up on the Instagram page or on the show notes page and let us know what is inspiring you this summer.
Yeah. Well, I was So great to be back in the
studio. So glad to have you in person, Meg.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, it's just so much better being in here in person.
I mean, we love talking to you in any format, but it really is. It's a whole other dynamic when you're here, and it's so much fun for us.
Yes, it
so
is.
much fun.
It is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, now let's get back to work.
I know. I want to go sew.
I know. I really want to go sew too, even though I've just been sewing on camera for 2 days. So now I still want to do it.
That's our life.
Yeah,
that's our life.
Yes. The life of a sewist. All right. Thanks, everybody,
Thanks
for joining
listening.
us.
Bye.
Happy stitching. For links to everything we talked about in this episode, go to our show notes page at sewdaily.com/sewandtell. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at sewandtellpodcast@fwmedia.com or visit us on Instagram at sewandtellpod. Answer the Sew and Tell question, tell us your SewJo, or just leave us some feedback. If you enjoyed our show, please subscribe on your podcasting platform of choice. And please leave us a review, ideally a good one, because that helps listeners like you find our podcast. And tell your sewing friends about us too. Thanks for listening, and happy stitching. Sew and Tell is a production of F&W Media Studios. It is produced by Meg Healy, Amanda Carestio, and me, Kate Zaynard. Our consulting producer is Ron Doyle, our audio engineer and editor is Kevin Mitchell, and our executive producer is Jared Mayer.